Phil says one reason the current New Order wrote a new album is they didn't want to wind up being their own tribute band forever. So, along those
Hmm.
lines, have you been writing any new material? Do you plan on doing so?
Well, we don't write together as a unit. The Light are a vehicle to do the old songs. My hope and my dream, after ignoring most of my catalogue for years, is to play it all once before I shuttle off this mortal coil.
Mm.
My journey now got me to Substance. After Substance, it'll be Technique and Get Ready, Republic rather, and then Get Ready, and waiting for the Sirens Call. And then you never know, I might have a crack at their album and finish it off for them. Then we could really call it New Order Complete, couldn't we?
But you're
So
not.
yeah, I mean, the possibilities are endless. No, I work with other people. I've just done a great track with Rusty Egan. I've just done a great track with a group in France called the Illumianas, which was I was delighted to hear on Air France the other day being played over the tannoy. I thought, my God, that sounds like me. I thought that's weird, and it was me because it was a hit in France, so that's nice. I'm also working with a Liverpool group. Their name escapes me at the moment. Very soon. So yeah, I mean, I keep my hand in as much as I can, but no, at the moment we're not in a position where we write. We sort of had a dabble with it, and then sort of got into an identity crisis. I mean, I suppose if you look at Phil, I mean, I wrote with Phil, right, and I think I can quite confidently say that most of this New Order album was written by Bernard, without a shadow of a doubt. So the thing is that Bernard wanted to make a move on and make a fresh start. It doesn't sound great to me. It's good. I think it's a good album. I don't think it's a great album, and I don't think it's got a great standout New Order track. I really don't. There's nothing like Crystal or Crafty on it. Tutti Frutti, the only thing you remember about is the funny vocal, for me anyway. But obviously I'm not a fan. Not at the moment anyway. You never know what might happen, do you? But I mean, the thing is that, for them to have a life as a new group, they needed to have a new LP to promote, because that's what groups do, don't they? They might promote the greatest hits one year, and next year they promote another album and do the greatest hits. That's why groups do albums these days. I think he's being very naive to suggest otherwise. And it depends what you do. I mean, what do you say? You pay 13 songs, and 8 of them are old songs. Does that not make you a tribute band? And then at the end you play 3, 4 Joy Division songs. Does that not make you a tribute band? Guy's full of shit.
So you've been, apart from a pioneering bassist and vocalist, you've written books, you've run nightclubs, you started your own master's program. What's been the
Hmm.
most enjoyable out of all of it?
Most enjoyable of all of it is being a father and being a husband. That's been the most enjoyable. Took me a long time to realise that. Those are the two of the most important things. The master's degree is nice because I was very critical of degrees in music that didn't really give you any practical ability. I still have a nightclub in Manchester called Fact 251, The Factory, the old factory offices, which we saved from demolition, which I was delighted about. And the thing is that the students, they come and work for Peter Hook and the Light. They also work in the club. They put their own nights on in the club. Being taught in a classroom about how to deal with a drunken drug dealer at midnight in a club is a lot different from having to deal with a drunken drug dealer at 12 o'clock in a club. With our course, they get to do both. They get to learn about it in the classroom, and then we throw them in at the deep end, and they have to actually go and work at a club and look after Peter Hook and the Light. They do everything for us. It's actually quite nice. The kids, when we play this weekend at the Apollo, all the kids from the course are coming down, and they're given a job on the day, and they have to, do it properly. That was the idea of the course. I hate these things. I don't think you can learn about rock and roll in a classroom. You really have to get out there and do it. And the idea of Tony Rigg at UCLan was to take advantage of myself and Aaron Meller, my partner, and learn how to do it properly. So when they go along to get a job, and people say, well, the first thing anybody says is, have you got experience? And they can turn around and go, yes.
Your
I've done
students will
gigs
have.
Yes, and you know what? It's not an easy experience. They really are thrown in at the deep end. Drunken people on a Saturday night, they're your toughest crowd. So no, I'm very proud of that. You know? It does make me wonder what I'm going to do. Although now I've done my last book, it makes me wonder what the next one's going to be about. That's an interesting one.
But writing's what you plan to do, and running marathons, I hear.
No, I do. Yeah, I mean, I'm very fit. I have to say, I did my 11th 10K last May for Christie's, the cancer charity in Manchester, which is a very important place. It's helped a lot of my friends, some successfully and some unsuccessfully. So that's very close to my heart. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. The Hacienda Classical has been fantastic this year. You know, to take the dance music of the 80s and transfer it to a classical format and play it with an orchestra was a bit scary, but we pulled that off, and every gig we've done is sold out, and I'm looking forward to doing that next year as well. I really do miss writing. Some guy was asking me what I missed most about Joy Division, and what I miss most is not writing as a group, and I do miss that. And you know, Joy Division were a great group, fantastic group, and to write with Joy Division was the greatest honour that I've ever had. You know, writing with New Order was a little bit more difficult, and certainly not as easy and not as natural, because we didn't have Ian. But you know, I do miss that. I cannot deny that. I miss being in a group. Yeah.
And so many fans, their dearest wish would be one day all the acrimony can be swept away and you'll be back working with Bernard
you know,
and
I
Co.
mean, I'm 60 years old. I'm a businessman, and I'm happy to talk about anything, anytime, and do a deal. And the saddest thing in the world is to be so close to my compatriots as I am, literally a matter of a couple of miles away. And yet you may as well be on Jupiter and Mars. You know, it really is. And it does make you wonder, you know, you sit there and you think, how the hell did it get to this? And that's even having trouble thinking and remembering how the hell it got to this. Really, really, it's terrible. But, you know, my mate said to me the other day, he said, Hooky, he said, you're from Odsal, you're from Salford. We never give up. And I thought, shit, we don't.
Finally, I mean, I guess the most frustrating thing in all your years of sobriety must have come now that you are not able to sample the New Order beer, Stray Dog.
Yes, I was looking forward to tasting its subtle bitterness.
I've tried it. It tastes like
yes, and Jack said that it tastes like piss. Funnily enough, when you're sober, most beer tastes like piss. No, you know, it's a great compliment to the legacy of New Order. All these things make me laugh. You know, New Order didn't get a beer named after them because of Music Complete. New Order got a beer named after them because they started in the most adverse situation, in a terrible place. They worked their way up through the world. They wrote 7 fantastic records. They took on the world and beat it. We were the biggest English band in America. We were bigger than Oasis, bigger than the Spice Girls, I'm delighted to report. So, you know, that's why they get the beer named after him. And I'd hate to think that Phil Cunningham thought that maybe, or then again, from what you've said about Phil Cunningham, he probably does think that they got the beer because of Music Complete, because he's such a daft twat. So anyway, never mind. Let's leave it at that. And I hope maybe one day they'll realise something like that. But no, it is an honour. It's always an honour. You know, I was looking at the bridge over in Moss Side the other day that they're going to rename the Joy Division Bridge. And they're not going to get that because of that new LP. They got that because of the past and what we achieved in the past and what we did for Manchester, musically and culturally, with the Hacienda and with Factory Records, you know, and let's face it, you'd be an idiot to say otherwise.
Great. Thanks so much for a wonderful interview, Hooky. Have a fantastic tour.
Hopefully I'll see you soon.
Okay, cheers then.
Okay.
All the best. Bye.
Bye.